This is for Year 12 methods. It comes out of Chapter 4, 4G, question number 8. Find the rule of the quartic function which the graph passes through these points with these coordinates. Now, looking at some of these numbers, this is a technology allowed question, so I'm going to show you the technology solution. When you've got a set number of points, for a quartic you need 5 pieces of information. I've been given 5 coordinates here. This is going to be my strategy. I'm going to try in statistics first. And I hope the solutions I get are exact, or numbers that I can turn into exact numbers. If that doesn't work, I'm going to go into main. I'm going to define f of x. I'm going to define f of x a x to the 4 plus b x to the 3 plus c x squared plus dx plus e. I'm going to use these 5 points to generate 5 equations that I'm going to put into the simultaneous equation module, and then that will give it to me in exact. Okay, so I'm going to do 8a first. So I'm going to go to statistics. I've already loaded these numbers in. So in list 1 I got the x values, -1, 0, 2, 6 and 10. And in list 2 I've got the y values, 43, 40, 70, 1618 and 670. So now I go calc, regression, quartic. Yes, I have my x's in list 1 and my y's in list 2. And I got nice whole numbers. So for part A, the answer is -2, 22, -10, -37. So just let me pause for a little. And this is going to be my equation for 8a. The -2 comes from here, and it's the coefficient of the x to the power of 4. You have a general rule up the top that tells you where each of them go. And again, I'm always looking for r squared equaling 1, because that means it's a perfect fit. Okay, it will then draw your cubic and place the 4 points, and you'll notice that the 5 points are all on that curve. So I used stats, I got nice answers, and I could do that straight away. I'm now going to do part C, and I'm going to use stats first. Now, you'll notice that over in list 3 and list 4, I've already entered these numbers. In list 3, -3, -1, 1, 3 and 6, and that corresponds to the 5 x coordinates. That's in list 3. And in list 4, I've got the 5 y coordinates that match. If I go to calculate, regression, quartic regression, I actually don't have my x's in list 1. I've got them in list 3. And I have my y's in list 4. So I change those. Okay. And I get these answers. So I've got A equals 0.86, and that looks like repeating ones. B is 1.25. C is -4.361111. D equals -1.25. and E equals 5.5. Now, these answers are in decimal form because statistics will only ever give them to you in decimal form. This is okay because that's 1 1/4 or 5 on 4. This is -5 on 4. This is 11 on 2, and they're exact. These are not exact because they've been rounded to however many decimal places fit in here. But it looks as if there is a recurring decimal. I can actually go over into main and fix this up and find out exactly what this is. So if I go over into main and I type 0.861111 and press XE, it doesn't make it exact because all it did is it took this answer, which was in 5 decimal places, and just put it over a 1 with 5 noughts. But if you put in many of the recurring bits, the calculator will then know it as a recurring decimal and then will convert it exactly for you into 31 on 36. So I could do the same thing with this one and actually get the exact answers without having to do this. However, I'd like to do this to show you how to do it. So, I'm going to type ax to the power of 4 plus, okay, I've typed them all in. I'd like to press X here just to make sure that they're all okay, that I get multiplications between each of the parameters at X and that none of the letters have been defined by anything. So if I selected interactive define and I define it as f of x, then f of x is now my define function, which is this. Now what I'd like to do is I would like to make f of -3 equal to 6. And that gives me my first equation in terms of A, B, C, D and E. And I'm going to then take each of these and then make f of -1 equal to 2. And that gives me my second equation in terms of A, B, C and D. I'm going to continue this. Okay, that's all 5 of them entered. As you can see, I've done them all there. I just did them while the video wasn't running. Okay, now I'd like to go to math. I'd like to pick up this for 1, that's 2, then 3, 4, 5 equations with 5 unknowns. I'm now going to close my keyboard down. I'm going to take this equation and I'm going to drag it and place it into the bottom equation. I'm going to take the second last one and I'm going to drag and drop it into the second last equation. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to drag it into there, I'm going to take this one and drag it into there. And did you notice that by turning off the keyboard and making this full screen, I can actually see all of my equations at the top and I can drag them all down in there, and I'm going to solve this for A, comma, B, comma, C, comma, D, comma, E, and when I press X here I get my exact answers, and notice A was 31 on 36. So for part C my answer is y equals 31 on 36 x to the 4 plus 5 on 4 x cubed minus 157 x squared on 36 minus 5x on 4 plus 11 on 2. And there's my answer.